In the Middle East, the rivalry between Israel and Iran is long-standing and deep. For decades now, the two nations have been locked in a shadow war, no open border battles but repeated strikes, proxy attacks, and threats. It's a conflict rooted in history, fueled by religion and politics, and today it's stirring fears of a wider crisis. Historically, Iran and Israel were not always enemies. Under the Shah, before 1979, Iran was actually an unofficial ally of Israel, helping to break its regional isolation. The Islamic Revolution of 1979 changed everything. The new Iranian regime embraced a hardline, no recognition of Israel stance and championed Palestinian causes. From that point on, Tehran and Jerusalem became arch-adversaries. They have never fought a full-scale war directly, but for 45 years, Iran has financed groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza to pressure Israel, while Israel has struck covertly at Iran's nuclear program and military assets. In 2024 to 2025, tensions have soared. Iran's nuclear program and Israel's secret strikes have dominated headlines. Tehran has pushed uranium enrichment to near weapons levels, and Israel fears a nuclear Iran as an existential threat. Israeli officials vow to stop Iran's bomb, even by force. Prime Minister Netanyahu has said Israel will continue its campaign for as long as it takes to neutralize Iran's nuclear capabilities. At the same time, the skies are busy. Since late 2023, Iran and its proxies and Israel have exchanged drone, missile, and cyber attacks. In April 2024, for example, Iran launched missiles and drones at Israel after Tehran's consulate in Damascus was bombed. Israel's Iron Dome and Patriot batteries have intercepted hundreds of these rockets and drones. Israel has replied with airstrikes in Syria, Iraq, and even inside Iran, targeting missile launchers and command centers. Most recently, mid-2025, Israeli jets struck inside Iran's borders, hitting nuclear and military sites and even top Iranian officers, prompting Iranian missile salvos towards Israel. According to official tallies, both sides have suffered casualties. By mid-June 2025, analysts report over 650 people killed in Iran, including civilians, from Israeli strikes, and dozens killed in Israel by Iranian rockets and drones. The danger of all-out war has spiked. Both Israeli and Iranian leaders have warned the conflict is far from over. Beyond the direct confrontations, a larger proxy war rages. Iran's Revolutionary Guard funds militias across Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, and Yemen, using them as ammunition against Israel and U.S. interests. In 2023 and 2024, Israeli airstrikes hit Iran-backed bases in Syria and Iraq to forestall shipments to Hezbollah and Hamas. Israel calls these groups terrorist proxies and blames Iran for every bomb Hamas and Hezbollah launch at civilians. Iran responds that it is defending Palestine. Recently, Israeli officials even publicly said an IRGC general had been killed for arming Hamas to prepare the October 7, 2023 attack. Cyber warfare has joined the battle too. Hackers on both sides launched attacks in 2023 to 2025. Iranian hackers breached an Israeli hospital, while Israeli hacktivists have struck Iranian banks and TV stations. Experts note, Iran has long demonstrated the ability to sabotage critical infrastructure, from power grids to water systems, and could target Israel's networks if pushed. This digital front is largely unreported but real, a hidden battlefield that both capitals fear. In a conflict like this, each side has its own narrative. From Israel's perspective, Iran is an existential threat. Most Israelis believe Tehran aims for nuclear weapons, backed by missiles and proxies, Polls show a clear majority of Jewish Israelis support their government's strikes on Iran as necessary defense. Israeli leaders argue that they must act now to prevent Iranian nuclear retaliation, even as some citizens fear a widening war. One Israeli official said the military action would continue for as long as it takes to stop the threat. Regional neighbors have their own, sometimes conflicting views. Iraq, the neighbor to the west of Iran and south of Israel, is uneasy. Baghdad has condemned Israeli strikes on Iran and hosts large protests against them. Shia militias in Iraq back Iran, but their leaders say they will only join the fight if U.S. troops in Iraq intervene for Israel. Jordan and Egypt, both border states of Israel, officially denounce any expanded war. They have peace treaties or coordination with Israel and worry about refugees or missile spillover. Jordan's king has explicitly warned that Jordan will not become a battlefield. Egypt, controlling the Suez Canal, is mainly concerned that any broad conflict could cut off oil and food supplies passing through the region. The stakes could not be higher. For Israel, it's about survival against a sworn enemy. For Iran's rulers, it's about preserving the revolution and regional influence. For neighboring countries and the world, it's about preventing global oil shortages, nuclear proliferation, and humanitarian disaster. And for ordinary citizens on all sides, it's about everyday lives. Children going to bed in missile shelters, families wondering if peace will ever return. The future of this confrontation is unwritten. Will it spiral into an even wider regional war, or will cooler heads find a way back to diplomacy? Perhaps new agreements will emerge, or maybe the conflict will simply burn itself out. What is certain is that the choices of leaders and the hopes of peoples will shape what happens next. In these critical times, the question echoes: how will the tale of Israel and Iran be written in the coming months?